Good morning, students. So, here now I am going to start your English class. You all know that we had completed chapter number 5, the 100 Dresses, part 1, and in the end, we had read that Wanda was the winner in drawing and painting competition, while it was thought that Peggy was the best artist of the class and she would surely win. But this time, Wanda was the winner. So, let us continue from here. While the class was circling the room, the monitor from the principal's office brought Miss Mason a note. The class was enjoying, and the monitor brought a note for Miss Mason. Miss Mason was the teacher, and the note had come from the principal. Miss Mason read it several times and studied it thoughtfully for a while. Then she clapped her hands, and after reading the note, she started clapping. Attention class, everyone back to your seat. When the shuffling of feet had stopped and the room was still and quiet, Miss Mason said, I have a letter from Wanda's father that I want to read to you. So, when everyone in the class took the seat, then Miss Mason announced that I have a letter that is written from Wanda's father and I want to read the letter for you. Miss Mason stood there a moment and the silence in the room grew tense and expectant. And when all the students came to know that there was a letter from Wanda's father, then everyone became silent and expectant. The teacher adjusted her glasses slowly. Glasses are the specs of the teacher, and deliberately her manner indicated what was coming. This letter from Wanda's father was a matter of great importance. Everybody listened closely as Miss Mason read the brief note. Everyone was silent as everyone was very much eager to know what was written by Wanda's father. And the teacher read, it was written, Dear teacher, my Wanda will not come to your school anymore. Jake also. Now we move a bit away to big city. Now we are moving to some other city. No more Holler Pollock. No more ask why funny name. Plenty of funny names in the big city. Yours truly, Jan Petronsky. That there in a big city there are many funny names, and here the students disturb her, so she will not come to this school any more. A deep silence met the reading of this letter. Miss Mason took off her glasses. फिर टीचर ने glasses उतार दिए, blew on them and wiped them off on her soft white handkerchief. Then she put them on again and looked at the class, and then putting the specs again, she looked towards the class. When she spoke, her voice was very low. I am sure that none of the boys and girls in room 13 would purposely and deliberately hurt anyone's feelings because his or her name happened to be a long, unfamiliar one. So the teacher here added that I am sure that no one could have made fun of Wanda from room number 13 कि वो क्यों छोड़ के जा रही थी कि उसका मजाक उड़ाया जाता था। और अब टीचर क्या बोलती है कि कम से कम मैं इतनी तो श्योर हूँ कि इस रूम से किसी ने उसका मजाक नहीं उड़ाया होगा। आई प्रिफर to think that what was said in thoughtlessness. I know that all of you feel the way I do, that this is very unfortunate thing to have happened, unfortunate and sad both, and I want you all to think about it. And she thought that she says to everyone that it all happened in thoughtlessness. I feel so, but I am both unfortunate and sad, and I think that now you people will think about it seriously. The first period was a study period. Maddie tried to prepare her lessons but she could not put her mind on work. अब टीचर ने क्या बोला था कि मेरे को पता है कि ये उसके फादर की गलत एजम्पशन भी हो सकती है, आपकी क्लास में कोई ऐसा नहीं कर सकता, लेकिन अगर किसी ने किया है तो मेरे को लगता है कि वो मुझे बता देगा. यू कुड थिंक अबाउट इट. सो नेक्स्ट पीरियड स्टडी, जो फर्स्ट पीरियड स्टडी पीरियड था, बट मैडी कुडंट कंसंट्रेट ऑन स्टडी. She had a very sick feeling in the bottom of her stomach. True, she had not enjoyed listening to Peggy ask Wanda how many dresses she had in her closet, but she had said nothing. Now she was thinking that she had enjoyed this saying from Peggy, but she herself had not said anything to Wanda. मैडी सोचती है कि मैंने पैगी के साथ मजाक तो उड़ाया था, चाहे मैं कुछ नहीं बोली थी. But she had said nothing. She had stood by silently, and that was just as bad as what Peggy had done. Words. She was a coward. At least Peggy hadn't considered they were being mean, but she said Maddie had thought they were doing wrong. She could put herself in Wanda's shoes. Goodness, wasn't there anything she could do? If only she would tell Wanda she hadn't meant to hurt her feelings. Now she could do only one thing, that she could tell to Wanda that she didn't want to hurt the feelings of Wanda. She turned around and stole a glance at Peggy, but Peggy didn't look up. She seemed to be studying hard. Well, whether Peggy felt badly or not, Maddie, had to do something. Means Maddie didn't know what was Peggy feeling, but she thought that she need to do something for Wanda. She had to find Wanda. Maybe she had not moved yet. Maybe Peggy would climb the heights with her and they would tell Wanda she had won the contest and they thought she was smart and the 100 dresses were beautiful. So अब मैडी ये सोचती है कि हो सकता है वांडा ने अभी ये शहर ना छोड़ा हो, तो पैगी का तो मैं बोल नहीं सकती, लेकिन मैं खुद वांडा के पास जाने की कोशिश करूँगी, उसे ढूंढने की कोशिश करूँगी और उसे बताऊँगी दैट यू हैव वन द कॉन्टेस्ट. व्हेन स्कूल वॉज डिसमिस्ड इन द आफ्टरनून, पैगी सेड विद प्रिटेंडेड कैजुअलनेस, हे लेट अस गो एंड सी इफ दैट किड हैज़ लेफ्ट टाउन और नॉट. सो but the same what was thought by Maddie was said by Peggy. So Peggy had the same idea. Maddie glowed. Peg was really all right. So Maddie was now happy that Peggy was also the same idea which Maddie had. The two girls hurried out of the building, means school, up the street towards Boggins Heights, the part of town that wore such a forbidding air on this kind of a November afternoon. Drizzly, damp, and dismal. Well, at least, said Peggy gruffly, I never did call her a foreigner or make fun of her name. I never thought she had a sense to know we were making fun of her anyway. I thought she was too dumb. And gee, look how she can draw. Maddie could say nothing. Maddie कुछ बोल नहीं पाई. All she hoped was that they would find Wanda. Now, Maddie only wanted to find Wanda. She wanted to tell her that they were sorry they had picked on her and how wonderful the whole school thought she was. And please not to move away and everybody would be nice. और वो क्या सोचते हैं, अब हमें वो मिलेगी तो हम बोलेंगे दैट एवरी वन इज़ वेरी हैप्पी फॉर यू एंड इवन वी आर सॉरी फॉर मेकिंग योर फन. वी विल नॉट मेक फन ऑफ यू एनी मोर. काइंडली डोंट लीव द town now, and everybody would be happy with you. She and Peggy would fight anybody who was not nice, and even she was thinking that they would say that we both would fight with that person who will not behave nicely with you. The two girls hurried up. They hoped to get the top of the hill before dark. I think that's where the Petronskis live, said Maddie, pointing a little white house. Wisp of old grass stuck up here and there along the pathway like thin kittens. The house was its sparse little yard, looked shabby but clean. It reminded Maddie of Wanda's one dress, her faded blue cotton dress, shabby but clean. देयर वॉज नॉट अ साइन ऑफ लाइफ अबाउट द हाउस. वो उस एरिया में पहुंच गए थे, यहाँ पेट्रॉन्स्कीज रह सकते हैं, और वो एरिया भी कैसा था जैसे उसकी ड्रेस होती थी, अनआयरन्ड बट क्लीन. एरिया साफ था लेकिन प्रॉपर नहीं था, दैट वॉज अनइवन. There was not a sign of life about the house. Peggy knocked family on door, but there was no answer. She and Maddie went around to backyard and knocked there. फिर वो दोनों बैक यार्ड में गई और वहाँ जाके उन्होंने नॉक किया, बट देयर वॉज नो आंसर. शी एंड मैडी वेंट अराउंड टू द बैक यार्ड एंड नॉक्ड. स्टिल देयर वॉज नो आंसर. सो both of them knocked from the front door and the back door, but no one answered. So that's all for today. Tomorrow we'll continue with the reading of the chapter. Till then, bye students. Have a nice day ahead.